Hello and welcome to Mr. Burgos' channel. Today we're going to be solving number 11 in section 4.4. It states, only two forces act on an object. The mass is 3 kilograms, as in the drawing. Find the magnitude and direction relative to the x-axis of the acceleration of the object. So in the illustration we see an object where a force of 60 newtons and 40 newtons is being acted upon it. And we know that the angle between these two forces is 45 degrees. So how do we solve for this? Well, we know that the net force is equal to mass times acceleration. This is a formula we can use in order to find the acceleration. But since we don't know the net force, we can't use it until we find the net force, because we only know that the mass is 3 kilograms. So the first thing we need to do is solve for net force. Well, how do we do this? We begin by finding the x and y's of each force that is being acted on the object. So the x of the 60 newtons that is acting on the object is 42 newtons, and the y is 42 newtons as well. So if we look at the other force that is being acted on the object, and we know that there's y is 0 because it's only acting on the x, which means that the x is 40 newtons. So how do we find the net force? First, we need to add all the x's, and we know that it's 82, and then we solve for all the y's by adding them all, and we get 42 newtons. So we know that the net force is going 42 newtons to the right and 82 newtons north. So how do we solve for the actual net force? Well, we'll use Pythagorean theorem in order to solve for the net force. So we plug in our values into the Pythagorean theorem, and we see that the net force is 92 newtons. Now that we know the net force, we can solve for the acceleration using the net force equals mass times acceleration formula, and we get 92. We plug it into the equation, and we plug in 3, and acceleration is positive 31 meters per second squared. Now that we know the magnitude of the acceleration, we need to find the direction, because that's what is being asked. So we find the direction by using inverse tan in order to find the angle, and we see that the angle is 27 degrees. So now we know that the acceleration has a magnitude of 31 meters per second, and it's going 27 degrees north of east. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.